Hi, my name is Jason Sang. I am a senior at the University of Richmond. I'm double majoring in theater and women, gender, and sexuality studies. I'm also a university dancer. I've been dancing with the ensemble for this is my third year. I couldn't dance my junior year because I was abroad, and so this year I had the fortuitous opportunity to create a dance work for the company. And I created a work that's entitled Undone / Remade, or Invisible in brackets. And this work was inspired by two really great feminist writers, or queer writers perhaps even. Judith Butler, who any good gender student knows, and a writer by the name of Jeffner Allen, who wrote a text called Lesbian Philosophy. And in it, well, Butler talks about the experience of being undone, and especially in contrast to how gender is something that she considers is done. Gender is created and performed on a daily level. But also she talks about the experience of being undone and having violence done to you, and how that can unravel one's sense of self. Jeffner Allen also branches off from that point, and she specifically talks about violence against women and the long history we have in our patriarchal society of violence that happens or is inflicted upon women. So yeah, and so in my work is the dance work, if you want to click on the link on the side, deals specifically, I guess more broadly, with the idea of being undone, and how and then in response of experiencing violence or trauma, in the process of being undone, how one is remade into something new and better perhaps, and how one must seek solidarity amongst one's community or friends or family, in order to create that transformation, and how we can't just do it alone. Also, the secondary title, Invisible, with the brackets, that is intended to perhaps connote or refer to or allude to the history of violence against women, and how often this history is one that is masked, and then is one that is hidden from sight. Violence against women is categorically underreported and hidden under tables, under rugs, in houses, behind closed doors. So, you can see in the work where at the very beginning, the prologue, the lights kind of fade in and out, and kind of resist this convention of dance, in dance, where dancers' bodies are always visible, and they're always vulnerable to, or open, or accessible to the audience's gaze. And by taking away that gaze, kind of it challenges this convention, and makes people more aware of what is unseen, because they can't see it and they're expecting to see it. In addition, in the second part, after kind of we have this very violent prologue, we have a second dance section, which is much more lyrical. There's spoken lyrics, or sung lyrics, and it's a beautiful song by Chris Garneau, Relief. And the dancers' movements become much more rounded and much more set in their meter, and the time that they perform these steps and movements. And also, there is more of a concentration on addressing the homoeroticism. In a lot of dancers sometimes their sexuality gets kind of glossed over because there's just canvases for queer actors to work on. But I think it's really important to really acknowledge that these are body sensations, and bodies have needs, being physical or psychological. But they also, it's important to address like how two women dancing together, to address that tone of perhaps homoeroticism. It really gets I feel like it's overridden. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this little video I made, and feel free to watch the actual work. I would, because it's really hard to understand what I'm talking about without doing that.